All right, guys, welcome back to Library Day. So we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Again, that's kind of like the theme of the year. Even though I couldn't be with you guys to do a live book talk session, I still wanted to share with you some awesome books that I think you would like. Let's go ahead and get started. If any of these books look good to you, then you can come on down to the library and check them out. I'll also try to include some links to book trailers as well, so you can watch those too. Okay, so this book is called Missing Mike, and it's about a dog named Mike and his owner named Clara. Clara is living in California with her family when these huge, deadly wildfires just surge through the area, and they get really close to where her family's living. So we got to get out of here. It's starting to threaten our home. We need to go so that we don't get trapped here in this blazing inferno. So they're packing up their car. They're getting ready to go. And Mike gets loose because he's freaked out. He's scared about what's going on and the way his family's acting. So he takes off running. But the family, they can't stick around, and it breaks everyone's heart, but they have to leave without finding Mike. And so it's about a girl named Clara who's just lost her dog, Mike, and she doesn't know if she'll ever find him again or if he will survive everything that's happening. This is going to be a great book if you love books about dogs, if you want something with a little bit of action and survival themes to it. That's called Missing Mike. Okay, so this book is one that I really don't think I need to say a whole lot about. If you're already a fan of this series, you're going to love it. It's called I Survived, the Children's Blizzard of 1888. It's brand new in the I Survived series. And it's about a kid named John who, he's a city kid. He doesn't really know what it's like to live out in the country, but that's where he ends up moving. And while he's out there, a blizzard comes through, and he's kind of trapped on his own trying to survive a blizzard. And if you don't really know what a blizzard is, you can imagine a hurricane or a really bad tropical storm. We know all about those, right? And just think about how instead of all that rain and wind, you get ice and snow and wind, and it's frigid temperatures. And honestly, a blizzard can be just as deadly, if not more deadly, than a hurricane. So you've got this poor city kid who doesn't know anything about surviving out in the wilderness, and he's stuck trying to survive a blizzard all on his own. So that's I Survived, the new I Survived book. Check it out. All right, so this next book is called The Invention of Hugo Cabre, and guys, it's a honker. I am getting an arm workout right now just holding this book up for you. But it's about a kid named Hugo, and he lives in a train station with his uncle because when he was really young, his father died in a fire. And so he's been living with his uncle in a train station in Paris because it's kind of their job to keep the train station clocks running on time. But one day, his uncle disappears. And so not only has Hugo lost his dad, now he doesn't have his uncle either. He is alone in the world for the first time, and he doesn't really know what to do with himself. So he's just kind of stuck. But one thing that his father was working on right before he passed away was he was working on repairing something called an automaton. I'll see if I can find a picture in here for you because this book has great illustrations. An automaton is kind of like a robotic man, and you can program it to do specific things. And what Hugo discovers about this automaton, now that his uncle's missing and his dad's gone, he discovers a secret message hidden inside the automaton. And that's what it looks like. Like I said, it's kind of like a robot man. You can see his little gears on the inside. And check out those illustrations. I did say that this book is huge, and it is, but a lot of it, it's just full page illustrations like these. So if you want something that's going to tell a cool visual story as well as the actual written story, I think you would really like The Inventions of Hugo Cabre as he starts to uncover the mysteries of his past and try to figure out what his next step in life is now that he's all alone. There was also a movie that came out about this book a couple years ago, which was wonderful. I would highly recommend checking that out after you read the book. Okay, this book is called So Be It. And you guys, I'm honestly pretty disappointed in myself because I haven't read it yet. This is one of those books that, even though it just came out a handful of years ago, people are already saying it is a classic that will stick around forever. It's about a girl named Heidi, and she has a mom who has a very severe mental handicap. It makes it so that it's really hard for her to communicate or raise her daughter. And what happens at the beginning of the story is you've got her mom shows up on a lady's doorstep when Heidi's just like a week old. She's a little bitty baby, and she just kind of shows up out of the blue. But this lady who finds her name's Bernadette, she kind of takes it upon herself to take the family in, take care of Heidi, homeschools her, and kind of becomes like another mom to Heidi because her real mom isn't really in a position to be much of a mom, really. And so Heidi has a lot of mysteries in her life. She doesn't know her last name. She doesn't know where she came from. She doesn't know what's wrong with her mom. But something happens that sets Heidi onto this like cross-country adventure to try to unravel the mysteries of her past and her life. So if you want a book that's kind of a tearjerker a little bit, it's got a lot of good drama, it's got really like realistic, relatable characters, I think you would like So Be It by Sara Weeks. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for us today. If any of these books sound good to you, feel free to hop down to the library whenever you get a chance and you can check them out. All right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Am I in focus?